Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. This is the official start of the video now that I've actually started the local recording and we can continue. So, here's where we're at. I left this up to the Twitch chat, and they have decided that we're going to play more MNT at a ratio of like 1.5 or whatever to 1. So, pretty good lead for the MNT peoples. So that's what we're going to do. Before we do that, though, I have a new copy of the mod, and we need to update it because I can't play without keyboard shortcuts. Actually, I kind of prefer this to be the other way around, don't I? I do. Alright, so new version's going to go on the left. We'll take the old version, keep it on the right. The only folder I really care about is interface. Here's where you can see I've added the keyboard shortcuts in for various things that are better and good. Oh, interesting. Country court view. For some reason, they removed some of the errant spaces. Alright, that's cool. They've moved the reputation value. We have these buttons that are wrong. Sorry for saying it that way, but this, when you've played with it as much as I have, they feel wrong to not have them. You've got click empty sounds that got added in all over the place. Okay, that's cool, whatever. Actually, I should check the rest of that file because there was some stuff at the bottom, I think. No. Okay, country subjects view. Yep, extra shortcuts, need those. Country view, this one doesn't exist. This is where I've rebound the, instead of using like comma, period, and like something else that's stupid, like Paradox uses, I use F2, F3, F4 for subject view, military view, and estates view. So, got to copy that one over. Frontend.gui. There's a new random new world button. Cool. It's good. It's fine. They have removed the culture, buildings, and development keybinds, and I added in new ones that are good. So, we need to take my side, the right side, and pull that over. Now the position stuff, though, that is stuff that I want. Alright, so it looks like between the last version and this version, they removed the Estates button. My guess is that they've basically moved it off camera so that you can't click the Estates button anymore, which is the button that you would normally press to assign an estate to a province. Since you don't have the ability to do that anymore, I completely understand why they've removed it, which means we're also going to remove the keyboard shortcut as well. Because, yeah, it makes sense. So we'll just keep their version because, yeah. However, I'm going to pull this over, the extra shortcut, like this, and then we're going to comment that line out. I understand why they removed it. I just want it to have the extra keyboard shortcut in case they change their mind at some point in the future. Diplomacy is different. Notice how the position is not off camera. It's not like X9000. It's over 9,000! So in that case, we do want the extra shortcut of, yeah, shortcut 8, no, we're going to use V, because V is right next to B, and it makes a lot more sense there. And it looks like they, okay. So this former position was 420, 424, and notice how, so basically they've taken the diplomacy button and put it where the estates button used to be, which is fine. And then whatever they've got here, they've changed some location of something, it's fine. Province view. Shortcut key 2. So, I rebound their buttons on the interface for the province view. I added in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the different tabs they created, and they seem to work fine when I was playing with it before, so we're going to do that. I added a D key to their button to interact with provinces, because in my mind it's the do button, do interaction. Add core. G was the button to go to diplomacy is fine. They've moved trade goods around. Fine, I don't need to worry about that. 1 was for the buildings tab. 1 for the close window. Province sliders. Provinces list box. It's fine. And then the close window for institutions needs to just not be there because we're using 2 to bring up the institutions. Top bar. B, I don't really understand this one at all, why they got rid of the keyboard shortcut for the macro builder, so no. We want that back. I want that back, at least. I use the B key all the time. I'm not going to press some silly button at the top of the screen. That's crazy. And then the N key to detach mercs? No. The N key is to appoint leaders, not detach mercs. Silly. F to toggle friendly units can attach. Friendlies. F for friendly. And then finally R for reorganize? No. We just use the B key every time we want to reorganize. Okay, so we're now officially updated. So we're going to take the M&T that I currently have. Delete them. Cycling 12,343 items. That's a lot. If any of the devs are actually in chat and you're seeing these key bindings that I'm using to bastardize your game, feel free to comment if there's a specific reason. Like, if you have a good argument for why you removed the keyboard shortcut to the macro builder, I'm all ears, man. All ears. Bum bum bum. So even though there's new music in M&T, I think I'm going to use the Winamp thing, because I like having the variation in music type. Dragon Gun Blade 55, thank you for the sub. So let's go ahead and make sure that Steam is loaded up. Should be fine. 1.20.1, play. Okay, before we do that, hold on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't screw everything up. Factorio, or not Factorio, EU4, whatever you are. We need to go to EU4, MNT backup, delete current settings file, copy, rename, settings.txt. Done. Now you may run EU4. Now that my settings file will have the proper... Oh no, I broke it! That's weird. Why is my M&T backup not working? Oh, it's because I spelled it different with an extra T. Nice. Yeah, gotta love the extra T. Let's try that one more time. Settings. There we go. You know who I am. You know I'm English. M&T 2.0. Cool, cool. All the different... It's important that I actually have these backups in the settings file right now, because unfortunately the issue I keep running into is that when you go from 1.19 to 1.20, they changed all kinds of stuff in the actual vanilla game, and it, like, your map modes will not be brought over. Like, they changed the way the data was stored, so you have to have a backup. Is there a reason for him to write MEIOUX? Yes, it's because I'm silly and I thought that was how you spelled it. Is that not right? I don't know the damn name of the mod. MEIOU. MEIOU. Alright, I think I got it. Let's go rename that alert video and stuff. And rename the stream. MEIOU. So you're saying there's no X at the end? MEIOU. Got it. Update. I suppose we should probably capitalize every letter then, huh? MEIOU. Update. And sadly, we're going to mute the fancy pants new music, because we're just going to use the other music. I like it better, I think. Yeah, all caps because it's an acronym makes sense. It does stand for something. It's like Latin for something. Something about conquering the whole world, I think somebody said. But yeah, we're still 57% in favor of M&T, so we're going to play M&T. And I'm going to make an executive decision. Executif. And I want to play the other one. One we did on stream 1. Hungary was interesting, but I just want to stick with what we had before. I think that was a lot of fun. So we're going to go to the Twitch game. We're going to go to options, though, before we load in and make sure that hard or very hard AI difficulty is disabled, because it's sort of dumb. Alright, here's what they get. -4 unrest, plus 10% production efficiency, 20% national tax modifier, increased yearly inflation reduction, reduced interest rate, missionary strength, manpower recovery, land maintenance, naval maintenance, war exhaustion, more advisors like crazy. 30% increase in improved relations. And this all stacks, by the way, with with being a lucky nation. So if you're a lucky nation, and you have, say, for example, aggressive expansion impact minus 25, and improved relations plus 25, then if you also have very hard AI difficulty set, then they end up with like plus 55% improved relations, which means that instead of decaying aggressive expansion at the rate of like 2 per year base, they decay it at 3 per year base. Not to mention they incur minus 25 and minus 10, so minus 35% AE. I understand why Filthy is gonna lean in this direction, because he came from civilization, right? That's his bread and butter. That's where he learned to like really play games really competitively and be very good at the game. He was so good at it that every time he played against anything other than a player, he would smash its face in, and then he would want to play. If he was going to play against the AI, it had to be on the hardest setting. And in Civilization, the way that they handled difficulty was to just give them random shit bonuses. So I can see why when he started to play EU4 with me, he wanted to raise the difficulty. But the thing is that, for me, the way I've always raised difficulty is to just put myself in a harder position. Start with less development. Start with no allies. Or something, you know? Start in a position where you have to do something crazy to actually even survive. That's where the difficulty comes from, not from these artificial inflated bonuses. And honestly, if you've been watching the campaign, that we've been doing, the Mare, not Mare Nostrum, what's the name of the thing? Something about Asia, Mandate of Heaven. If you've been watching that patch campaign, I've had to like bend over backwards to keep him alive. I'm glad to do it, but I really think that for the most part, the reason he's having those issues is that he chose a low development country with very hard AI bonuses, and surprise, surprise, Korea's gonna kick his butt. Haichi's gonna kick his butt. They're all gonna kick his butt. Jiangsu took a piece out of him, you know? Your choice of country is far more impactful on difficulty. That's the argument that I just made. Is that your argument as well, Lambert? So anyway, we're gonna play on normal difficulty, the save that we had in session 1, and we're going to see if there's anything we can do to make this campaign go well. So we have maxed out relations here with France. We just finished. So pretend like session 2 didn't happen. In session 2, you guys voted that we should remove difficulty, and then there was like, well, maybe you should start over. And so then we were going to start over, and then it kind of snowballed into picking a new tag and stuff. I just want to stick with the guy that we had. I think that it's the most simple way for me to do it. So we removed the difficulty slider, the difficulty bonuses, and we're going to keep playing this nation. Let's start with ditching that advisor. Probably, yeah. We have a loan, I think. No, that was the other campaign. That was Hungary. Yeah, think so. I don't think we're in a position to have an advisor. We have no troops. We're only making a ducat 0.45 per month. Let's check the status of the state. So let's check this thing, make sure that I didn't build it in a way that's going to crash. So notice how I use the extra shortcut button. So diplomacy is actually set to 0, which is kind of silly. They actually unbound like the create core button. Oh, I see what it is they did. Okay, I've made a mistake. See how it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? They already have, let me show you what we were looking at a second ago. That was on the diplomacy. Oh, where were we? It was the macro builder interface, GUI. And we were looking at the shortcut key equals 7 or 6, somewhere around there. All right, they're actually baked, it looks like, into the interface override file. So we've got one in country view and in macro build interface override GUI. So what they did, it looks like they did this, and I didn't notice it last time. They did the same thing just when I was patching it earlier. They moved the culture button off. They got rid of it entirely because you can't convert culture via the traditional method. So let's get rid of this shortcut then. And now I understand why they shuffled some of these over. But I don't like when they... no, that's a paradox. Don't do that, please. That's a paradox type thing where you just shuffle the buttons over, and the buttons that you've had like memorized with your fingers for years and years are suddenly different. Please, no. It's B7 to build buildings. Or if you want to add a different building, use the extra shortcut. Don't change it. If you need to remove it, that's fine, but don't change it. Changing a keyword shortcut on someone... Imagine like a world-renowned StarCraft 2 player or something And right before the big match, you just decide, you know what, from now on, you can't use the QWERTY interface anymore. You're going to have to use this one button's going to be different now. From now on, it's the QWERTU key binding thing. Yuck. Wouldn't like it. So development can be 7. Zipserium, 4-month resub, thank you. So, going back to the game, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 was local autonomy is fine, and I'm just gonna keep it. Buildings are gonna be 7, population will be 8, diplomacy is gonna stay as 0. And then I actually use V. It doesn't show extra shortcut in the tooltip, but if you go BV, it goes there too, and I'm just used to that now. So, and again, we've got this one commented out. Extra shortcut V, good, cool. And we will just exit the main menu, which will auto reload the mod. I actually don't know. I don't know how Culture Convert works. I haven't tried it yet. A keybind settings page in the game? It's never gonna happen. I know. I want it to, but it's never gonna happen. And here's why. EU4 was published in August of 2013. That means that we are 4 years into the development cycle. We're 3 months away from its 4-year anniversary, and that means that basically all the principal developers that worked on EU4 have been tasked with new projects. They've been promoted, they've, gotten raises, they've been moved to lead new teams, and they're all growing. Yay, good. That's good. The bad news is that means that they are also... I don't want to say like EU4's on life support or anything, because that's definitely not true. There's still active development going on. But if you're looking for EU4 to be like the game that's going to innovate and add crazy new features and stuff, not going to happen. The game's on its last legs. There may be some more DLCs that are decent, but I was talking about this with somebody last night. I basically see it like EU4 is the training wheels program now, where they take their new developers. No offense to anyone that's working on the program right now. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just that they take untested or new developers and they task them with adding new things to the game. Let's, here you go. You get to lead the development of the game, or you get to work on this one subcomponent of the game, and let's see how you do. And then that's where they learn. That's how, it's the most logical possible thing you could do, right? You take a tried and true game that's safe and stable, and then that's where people can kind of learn and get the hang of it, right? A little bit of training wheels. And then, they're not going to take an untested developer and say, okay, here's our flagship title. I want you to write EU5 from scratch. No, it's not going to happen. Anyway, so we're going to continue playing. We have one whole diplomat. Why do we only have one diplomat? I don't know. Let's see if we can figure it out. Modifiers, diplomats. We have a shabby court. It's at level 2. We have no monies. Let's check the court funding. We're at 29.444%, so we need to be at 30%. I do think that the breakpoints are 10% increments. That's my experience so far. So we need to, I think I just bumped this, but let's bump it again, or maybe we just do a one-time stipend. I need another diplomat, right away. So let's just grant him, 10 ducats, and hope that the next time we get a tick, which may be soon, we actually end up with an alliance or, an extra diplomat available. And then in the meantime, we're going to improve relations with what's-his-face. Let's also check on the other things we're spending money on. So education. Annual state funding, 0 ducats. Awesome. We're paying them so much monies. State corruption. The event, ? happens. I want to fight corruption, indeed. Okay, note to self, still broken there. We are pretty close to our next point in stability. Stability does give us some pretty nice perks, which is good. What's his face? What you mean? You talk about me or you talk about somebody else? DDR Jake? I have a lot of respect for DDR Jake. He's a smart guy. Honestly, anybody that wants to go to work for Paradox is probably a pretty smart guy, because Paradox is a fantastic company. So, yeah. Anyway, we are being currently led by Consort Regent Charlotte de Courtenay. She is cruel. She's going to be in power for another few years. Our heir comes into power on the 5th of September, 1378, so less than a year to go. So what did they change with the estates things? This is way different. Oh, it's way, way different, yeah. So if you missed it, if you missed the first 2 parts, here's a quick summary. Every single province in the game has an estate, always. Every single province has some autonomy, even our capital. The type of estate that's present in a province is dependent upon stuff and things. Modifiers, numbers, things that determine it. They will change and evolve over time. Again, you cannot have a province with no estate. These estates end up using the money that they earn from the autonomy, right? So if I have a province that's led by the burghers at 27.2% autonomy, that means that 27.2% of the production of this province is going to the burghers. They use that money to do things, which is awesome. I almost think of it like the Stellaris sector manager type thing. Hopefully smarter than that, though. So they take the money and they build buildings, they provide you with troops, they do all kinds of stuff. So, anyway, the greater nobles are not very powerful. We could try to promote them. We could offer them a favor. Present them with a magnificent gift to gain some loyalty right now. I'm still a little bit salty about the fact that we lost loyalty, considering that they are idiots and they trained the troop in the wrong province, but, you know, whatever. Let's play SP3. Let's go. Our subject wants to be a march. I'm going to say no to that, because I'm pretty sure that still prevents us from integrating, which would be bad. I really wish this damn disputed succession thing would sort by age. It sorts by prestige, which is so not useful. Age is what's important. So how do we right the ship? Well, step one is going to be to appease the neighbor that wants to eat all of our lands, France. He is currently a militarist, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult. Our trust will come back slowly over time. He's actually currently neutral, which means that he is possibly going to be interested. They'll take a royal marriage. Let's do that. Let's go get a royal marriage with Baguette. We literally just got done with a war with Baguette. Now he's going to turn right around and get a royal marriage with us. Awesome. We'll take it. You can't attack somebody you have a royal marriage without taking a stab hit, so... Okay, Baguette. We currently have Genoa rivaled. We're allowed to rival Flanders and Milan. Flanders lives way up there. No real harm in it. We could get a little bit more power projection from having longtime rivals. And the other option is Milan, who lives here and is very scary looking to me. Tech 7 across the board versus our 587. Enemies of Austria. I mean, he's closer, so he's the more appealing target, I think, but... At Arumba, that's actually pretty historical. Is it really? Bob the Virtuous? Bob the Virtuous, like, just saving the nation of Provence it's a historical occurrence where one merc stack just goes and takes the war goal back, and then France is like, okay, fine. We'll take a white piece. Oh, and also, yeah, we want to marry your cousin to our cousin. Sounds great. Our mission, we get a new mission soon. Okay. We finished our idea group. We are focused on admin. Our monarch point generation is pretty trash. 6 whole points, soon to become 9. Yay. So I guess we still do want to go back to improving with this fella, though. Genoa is no longer a valid rival. Are you kidding me? Why not? Because I have no army? They're no longer a valid rival? I hate that. Ugh. Stupid dynamic noble stuff. The blossoming of the Renaissance will be felt over time. Renaissance influences in Provence. Spreading from Italy and across Europe, the cultural rebirth of the ancient Greeks and Romans brings with it new ways of thinking about the world we live in. They give us a new understanding of how we relate to other people in ways that changes politics as much as it changes art. While encompassing a multitude of cultural movements expressed in a multitude of ways in different places, there are few sire tenets. There are a few... Is that supposed to be a D? Few dire tenets, bringing continuity to our cultural age. These principles have become pervasive in our society and carries influence not just in philosophy and humanist teachings, but in art, architecture, etc. So the blossoming of the Renaissance will be felt over time. Okay, I guess that just means that we have a new institution, which is bad because we already have a pretty sizable penalty. We already have a penalty from meritocracy. We also don't have banking yet, but it is spreading. Banking is actually present in our capital now. Starting to work its way into this adjacent province. Province is not controlled by the burghers. Provincial trade power below 2. Alright, and then here, Triam W, 6-month resub, thank you. That one merc just successfully defended against our whole army. We better marry that guy. Sounds good. So anyway, I'm pretty sure that if we had the money, we could embrace this banking institution. What would we get if we did that? It's only 48 ducats to embrace. We would get production efficiency +2 and -2 interest per annum. Well, I'm kind of leaning toward doing that. Let's see if there's any way we can get some money out of these, maybe the burghers. First off, let's assess the burghers. What kind of privileges do they have right now? We have a penalty to trade efficiency. This is where the last time we were messing with this, there was some confusion about the production efficiency, whether it was the urban production or the local production, and it hasn't been updated yet, but let's not worry about it. See, I'm still confused by some of this stuff. Like, okay, it says right here, these are the currently active privileges of the burghers. They have moderate expansion, no, they have token honorary noble titles. And it says right in the tooltip, -15% provincial trade power in every province owned by this estate. Okay, so I look at my country. I look to see which provinces are owned by the burghers. I find one, it's my capital. I hover over the production, the trade power, and in this list, I'm expecting to find -15% from moderate token honorary noble titles. -15% provincial trade power in every province owned by this estate. And it's not on there. So, I don't know. Like, I'm tempted to revoke that because it sounds like something to get rid of. But if it's not actually applying a penalty, then who cares? Then again, it's also not applying a benefit either. There's no plus 10% increased tax income. So, I guess that one just doesn't work. We'll ignore it. But it leads me to wonder, like, and it makes it so hard to play the game when I'm not sure if the modifier's true or not, you know? Like, it makes me want to check every single one, which feels very excessive. Anyway, this seems like crazy talk, but I'm gonna demand some money from them right now because we need it. I think that we have to. It's only a little bit, but whatever. Eight dip, 25 autonomy in our capital. I think that that's fine. We gain stability. The autonomy in our capital comes down quickly over time anyway because our capital seems to be applying some sort of modifier to it, and I don't care about the diplo points. So we'll do this. Get their loyalty back up a little bit. The greater nobles, there is an interaction that we can do that gives us money. It is the state maintenance one. So we can lose 5 loyalty, we lose some manpower, we end up with state maintenance minus 50%, and right now, that would be not worthwhile. Okay? I'm mixing up my saves, right? In the Hungary campaign, that was actually pretty decent. Okay, well that's about all we can do. Maybe we don't care about the court. Maybe we do ignore it. Considering that France has a royal marriage with us now, I feel actually pretty safe at the moment. Although I'm very annoyed that I can't attack Genoa, with him being my rival. Of course. Then again, if we trained a troop, we might be able to rival him. What if it only applies only to the percent of autonomy that the estate owns? Could be. Ken is... Okay, if we could, moderators, is there anything we can do to, like, flag the people that are in chat that are actually on the mod team? So that they have, like, a flare or something that people can identify them with? Because I know that some of these names I recognize from the other streams. Ken244 is a guy from the dev team, as far as I know. I'm not sure his name. You'll lose your alliance slots with a bad court? That would be bad. Anyway, we have 7 favors with Savoy. I'm still planning on attacking Genoa at some point. Denmark has inherited the throne of Sweden, and they have inherited the throne of Norway in the year 1376. Oh, okay, cool. So Scandinavia has formed in the year 1376. That seems fair and balanced. Okay. Boycott Jeux de Pomme. The burgers may still play the game, pay their petty little game. We shouldn't arrange any games or accept invitation. I'm not going to worry about that one. Choose a policy regarding our vassals. Let's turn that toggle off. Show religious options we don't need. Pursue religious tolerance. Stability cost goes down. Interesting. What does that even mean, though? Does that actually give us plus 10% stability per year? Lose piety. I don't like how the you can build province improvements alert is always active, because the way that they've... Again, I'm not trying to complain. I'm not digging at the mod. I'm just talking, okay? So my thoughts are this alert is now effectively useless because it will always show that you can build something, always, because these buttons, upgrade roads and upgrade forts, are 0 ducat interactions that take 0 months to trigger an event if you don't have the Common Sense DLC. It's frustrating because basically I have Common Sense DLC, and I think most players do because Common Sense was a good DLC. I'm tempted to say just don't do that. Just say you have to have Common Sense DLC to play this mod, and get rid of these so that is actually useful. But that's just for me. Or I actually think you can... Isn't there a way to check if the client has a DLC or not? Couldn't you do like an alternate where if the client has the DLC, that those buttons, those buildings are just removed from that interface so they don't show up here? Maybe you could do both. Because you can do it from here, from this decisions list, which is much easier and better. Race in 1. Man, time goes fast. I'm going to unpause, I'm sorry. Oh, cool. So France is hostile again. Even though we got the royal marriage, he's now hostile. Okay, cool. It's fair, makes sense. Hey, England, how you feeling about an alliance these days? Negative 33 reasons. Got negative 21 for a royal marriage, neutral, and their ruler is infertile. 60% of regular players have the DLC. Okay, great. We should totally push for... How come I don't have, like, eclipsed rivals? Or maybe I must not have eclipsed him. I must have gotten too weak for him. Oh, damn, this event's still firing. Rats. So, I want to embrace the institution. At the same time, I want to train, like, a troop so that Genoa can be a valid rival again. Hey. I didn't get any alert, but we just got an extra diplomat. There should be a pop-up that tells you when your court level changes. Hell, there should be an alert drop-down that just you can hover over to see these 3. I should just be able to hover over an alert that says development level is average, this court level is level 3, and education is level 4. It'd be so convenient. So last year we gained 2.267. I don't really want to grow it, I just didn't want to lose my diplomat. So we're going to decrease annual funding down to like 6. Actually, let's even go further. And like 3, just a little bit. What do you guys think? What's more important? What do you... Twitch chat wants to know, what does Ken think about the Nobles event that keeps firing? And his response is, I know it's broken. Yeah. We've determined that it is broken. Purchase influence with the Curia. Alright, this is where we spend money to buy papal influence. We don't have the funds to do that, unfortunately. Okay, greater noble loyalty deteriorates. 12% chance we lose stability. Yuck. Now, normally in vanilla, the threshold for a loyal subject would be 40%. Is that the same in M&T? Because I'm kind of tempted to do this just to keep them above. I'm going to wait for a second to see. What do you guys think? Is it anyone that knows? 30 is the threshold. It'd be great if there was some sort of an indicator for that. Also, why is there a tooltip for this one, but not for this one? Anyway, I'm going to spend 6 ducats. They'll take the money, we get some stability, they gain loyalty, even though 30 is the threshold. Think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I know there's no decay. That much I do know. I remember that from maybe just reading it, but still, that probably should be part of a tooltip as well. Or some sort of description screen. I'm feeling like... Let's just do a quick poll. Okay, guys, you have two choices for the next financial decision that we make. We can either rebuild the army, and by rebuilding the army, we increase our relative strength of the alliance, which will help us maybe pick up an alliance with England, so that the next time France decides to come beat us up, that won't happen. Or we could save up to embrace the institution. And by embracing the institution, we miss out on the 15% tech penalty from banking, and we also pick up 10% production efficiency, which would be nice. It's 48.92 ducats to embrace the institution. And Twitch says, right down the middle, 52 to 48. All right, go vote. Your vote matters. Rebuild the institution. Is there any way, do you guys know, is there any way, modders, that I can fix that Lesser Nobles event to make it stop popping up? Some console command I can run or something? See, who hates France? Just England. Is there anyone that wants France's land? Aquitaine wants French land, but they are a vassal under England, so they don't matter. Brittany wants Anjou's land. No, I don't think we're going to find another ally. Army equals loot and not dying. That's a good point, but 56% of people want to embrace the institution. We're going to go speed 4. Here's the thing. I know I have no army, but our army didn't really do much in the last war. Let's just say that England were to attack me tomorrow. Sorry, not England. If France were to attack me tomorrow, what would be different about this war and the last? Nothing really. We're just as weak as we were last time. Hopefully, Bohemia would be stronger. Maybe not. But the thing is that we have this royal marriage with France, and he doesn't control the Curia, and he's not allowed to cheat, so... There's a royal marriage icon. Can we have a royal marriage? Rally to Savoy. Oh, he just broke the royal marriage? Okay, cool. Yeah, makes sense. Bastard. "56% of the people wanted Brexit. Was that a good idea?" Alright, that's a fair argument. Let's see. If we were to build men-at-arms, are 28 damn ducats. Oh, man, that's expensive. We got 42,000 people living in our beautiful country. Isn't it about time for Excel? Arumba Excel. Excelv. Truce with us expires in May of 1380. So we've got like 3.5 years to rebuild the army, get into a safe position, pick up some ally that's going to be not useless. Who would accept an alliance right now, by the way? We've got... It's interesting how this thing shows, like, 2 countries will probably accept. But then... Hey, modders, just as an idea, is there any way you can add in, like, a temp modifier, like minus 50 reasons for alliance acceptance, if they're at their alliance limit, so that, when I'm looking at this list, it doesn't put the nations that can't accept at the top, it puts them, like, down here somewhere, and then it only puts the 2 that will actually be able to accept at the top. That would be awesome. So, Saluzzo. Saluzzo. Our next door neighbor, who our subject has a claim on, and is allied to Genoa and guaranteed by Savoy. Pretty unlikely we're going to be able to do anything with him. I mean, he would probably be better than having no alliance, but we know we can only have 2. Minus 3 stab equals plus 12 unrest. Papal State alliance is strong? Are you sure about that? Papal State has exactly 1 province to his name. It'd be decent. They've already reached their alliance limit, so it doesn't matter. Yes, that was EU3 music. In the top, very, very top center part of the screen, if you look like right here, you can see the name of the song and the game that it comes from. We're playing a mix of music from CK2, EU4, EU3, Victoria 2, Hearts of Iron 3, Hearts of Iron 4. Basically everything except for Stellaris, because it doesn't really fit. 4 government policies. 30% chance we lose 1 stability. 30% chance of no effect. Or we could just lose some of our progress towards the next stability. Or we could spend some money. If I had a button where I could do the opposite, to turn 7 ducats into a chance at more stability, I'd almost always take it. So I'm going to spend the money. And I think I'm actually gonna go against the voters, sorry. The Brexit argument actually got to me. It makes sense. We need to build our army. We need to re-rival Genoa. Yes, the game does start sooner. It was like 1369 or something. We've lost the effects of plentiful manpower. All because it trained 1 derp. And this may very well change our valid rivals as soon as this army is up to snuff. Let's see. Our neighbors. I want to see for Genoa. Genoa. Can't believe Paradox didn't think that the neighbors one would be good. Yeah, I can see why Genoa's not a valid rival if they've got 7k troops. True, it's fair. 1356, but it's like December of 1356, so it's effectively January, because you can't declare war in the first month anyway, so it's like January of 1357 is the official start date, that you can actually do anything. Greater nobles demand privileges. They want 5% autonomy in every province owned by this estate, or we can have a loss of 5 prestige and a chance of losing stability. I'm going to refuse to grant them stability. Sorry, to grant them this privilege, because it's a permanent thing. I don't want to lose stability, but... Oh, damn. That probably means, though, we're just going to turn right around and gain it again, because I think that we are... The stability increase threshold should go back down to 150, and we're at 178, so... Whatever. Stupid 25% chance nonsense. Bastard nobles. Wow, the court is actually growing way faster than I want it to right now. 28 ducats per infantry. It's pretty freaking expensive, you're right. Still, relative strength of the alliance has already improved a little bit. We have negative 15 reasons for an alliance with our neighbor's rival, so... If we could just get England to be friendly, let's manually set our attitude towards friendly and see if maybe we can convince him that we're buddies. I don't think I've indicated any land that I want, except for Genoa, which doesn't conflict with our current ally. Favors with our ally are at 8. Incorporate Nice into our country, improve our prestige, create an army for our nation. 75% of our force limit, which is a massive 6. So you want me to have 4 troops? 4 would be 2/3, which is not enough. I need to have 5 infantry. So you're saying it would take a while, basically. How is this different from normal EU4? In many, many, many ways. It's a very, very different game. Inflation changes by 0.05 per year. It is increased by 0. While our advisors, buildings, ideas, and centralization level reduce it by negative 0.05, which actually is a negative, taking it to positive 0.05. So my advisors, buildings, ideas, and centralization. The double negative. And that reminds me of the Hungary stream last night, where we had a we had subjects who were actually earning money because somehow I had negative vassal income, so we were paying them. I'm going to take 36 ducats from the burghers again. And then we're going to turn around and... We can't offer favors again until... Oh, cannot grant a favor. Apparently only once every 5 years. It's rather rare, rather infrequent. You can embrace an institution. No, I think the military is more important. I do think that it is. You're interested to see how colonization works. I am too. Unfortunately, it's not in the current version of the mod that I have. Might as well take this mission. It's very close to being polished, but the problem is that they released 1.21. Whatever of EU4, and that like borked their saves and borked their mod pack. So they had to roll back to the stable version of 1.20, and some of the stuff is just not ready. So I'm playing on 1.20.1 instead of 1.21, and I don't have all of the full features yet. But sometime soon we might have a new version. I already told Sunwoo that I'll probably be streaming this again on Thursday, and it sounds like that gives them like a concrete timeline to like, hey, try to maybe get some of this stuff polished by then, which if they can, awesome. If they can't, that's fine too. You know, if you want to fix that Lesser Nobles event, for example, that'd be great. Or tell me the darn console command to make them be quiet. Free-month resub. How time flies. Merzezada. Thank you for the resub. Yeah, they're not bugs, they're just features. Well, we're making 2 ducats a month, which is actually pretty decent for how weak our country is. I would love to know, is there like, in the ledger, is there a graph for, like, development that has been reacquired as a graph for population? Because a population graph would be awesome. Income, inflation, charts, technology, cost, loans, trade, stuff. Countries, hostile, nope. Yeah, number of provinces. Why do we have a graph for number of provinces, but not development? Whatever. Nope, we can't see our population over time. All we know is that we have 42,000 dudes live in our country. You can colonize, but colonization isn't integrated into the whole system yet. Oh, okay. Seems pretty unlikely to me that we're going to do much colonization. I'm gonna just bank the monarch points, by the way. I don't see any real good argument for taking this yet. Eventually, we will embrace banking, or it will spread to another one of our provinces, because it is slowly spreading here. We expect it to be present in the year what? 1407. So you're saying it's gonna be a while. Hey, we have an heir to the throne already. It's like our younger brother's 8. We're about to pick up our personality trait. The Duke is dead. Our nation has a new ruler. Long live the Duke. Let us celebrate the upcoming reign. Mourning our late monarch. The Duke is not dead. That was the Regency Council. So nobody just died. We have a 20% chance of becoming indulgent until the death of our current character, which would be bad, but not that bad. We also have a 50% chance of no effect, 30% chance of losing stab, but we gain legitimacy and prestige. Legitimacy is already really high. Prestige is kind of bad. Wait, what? Are you shitting me? I'm gonna lose stability because my regency ended? It's treating my regency ending like an actual monarch death. So I could do no celebration and lose stab, or I could... So note to self, don't ever get regency councils. Got it. Well, I guess we're gonna risk the indulgent, because this is the lowest chance of losing stab. God damn it. Game is so mad at me. Alright, Tolerance of the True Faith. That's a good one to have. William the Sixth Faith. Convince him to renew his faith. Yes. Stupid man. You didn't get the event for the Regency? You didn't? Are you sure? I'm pretty sure we did. It was either... Maybe it was the Hungary campaign. I don't know. That's where I got all mixed up. But I'm pretty sure we got it when our ruler died. We got a new duke. Let's celebrate with a stab hit. Oh no, the harsh life on the ocean has killed some of our sailors. Hey, M&T, here's a great idea for you, by the way. Remove sailors from the game. Just saying it's an option. You're looking for something to do. And top off relations with France again. Go check on the alliance status with England. We're at -2 reasons now. So yeah, if we train one more infantry, I think we can pick up an alliance with England, and our truce is still a couple years away. We have till May of 80. We have about a year. So within the next year, we got to train one more dude. Actually, hold on. We can just take a royal marriage with England, and he'll probably accept the alliance now. Awesome. So we pick up our second alliance with you, because for some reason he hasn't maxed out his alliance slots yet. Awesome. And now the next time France wants to be a bully, we have the English at our back. Sweet, dude. England has no truce with France, but he can't call us in. Things are looking up with that alliance, definitely. I agree. And we're about to pick up our 4th troop. I'm going to keep training. You know, if I can get all the way up to 5, I will. Get that mission satisfied. The mission will give us a little bit of army tradition, which would be quite nice. 10 army tradition, in fact. And then the morale of armies plus 10 is very strong. What do you think of the 2% sailor attrition at sea? It's ridiculous. Stupid. Pointless. Pick your adjective. They're all used. It's just pointless. Inspirational preacher. Alright, that's cool. We can't afford an advisor, so... let's see. We will come back from Geneva and top off relations with Pope Man instead. This Pope Man is the Pope Man. Care about his opinion. Donate state lands to the church is an option now. Gain some church influence and piety. Lose 5 ducats. We don't need the legitimacy. The church influence thing. We apparently have a pretty high amount of church influence right now, because if I look at the max church influence would give us 4% missionary strength, and we're at 2.6. So we're more than halfway towards max church influence. This slider is not very good. The higher we increase church influence, the worse the penalty is to administrative tech cost, and we get huge penalties to production and taxes. But we gain papal influence slightly. Not much. I think we don't want more church influence. The other thing that we gain by taking that decision is piety, which is this slider, and we're about 2/3 towards fanaticism. So tolerance, fort defense, legitimacy, morale of armies. Or on this side, with secularism, we get trade efficiency, reduced cost on advisors and tech. Oh, I want to go secular. I want to go secular. I want to go secular. Can we go secular? Yeah, we're not going to take that decision. %80 chance we gain 1 mercantilism? Well, you can't promote mercantilism anymore, which means they should just remove the button outright, but... I mean, I guess. Stability is the thing I almost always need more of, though. Is there not an option to increase stability? Ecumenical Council. It's counted in 5% steps. It's Arumba 07, by the way, Demian. Sir Bab? Wait, what? Are you saying that Sir Bab is Demian? I have no idea if I'm playing with the... I have no idea. I just installed whatever Sunwoo gave me. So you'll have to ask him exactly what version he gave me, if it helps you. Oh, Technopithecus is Demian. Gotcha. Cool. Why is your name Technopithecus instead of Demian Sky? Riddle me this. Alright, so, our subject still has the claim on Genoa. We can't rival him. I'm still hopeful that Genoa will become a valid rival as I continue to militarize. And if they do, we will eventually declare war on him, and we've got 9 favors with Savoy, which we will hopefully be able to use against Genoa. Now, we are also able to take Military Tech 8. Greater Noble Privilege revoked. Has expired. Okay. Looks like he's picked up a 3rd ally. Yuck. Why is your name Arumba? It's just a name I made up when I was like 12. Have you talked to Sunwoo? Well, I have him in Skype. Oddly, I think I'm going to keep the money. I think money is actually more important. I could try asking him something in particular, or I'm reasonably sure, considering that I gave him 30 minutes notice that I was going to be streaming, that he's either near the computer or watching the stream. Thriving arms industry? That's different from what we're trying to get with our current mission, isn't it? Thriving arms industry will get removed, and then we end up getting land enthusiasm instead. That's unfortunate. I don't want to lose thriving arms industry. Oh well. She's busy. Too busy to chat. Alright, fair enough. That's fine. So I'm holding off on this because I want to train one more troop, finish this mission, get our army tradition up a little bit. Our army tradition right now is at 16.4. There's our truce with France. We're not dead yet. Hopefully with this next troop, which we're training right now, we will be able to get a valid rival with Genoa. The lesser nobles are going to promote some more, or something. This court level continues to grow even though I've stopped the stipends. I should try whenever possible to use the slider, right? The monthly contribution versus the one-time donations, because it's so hard to expect like what you're gonna get when you do the lump sum. Alright, we've created an army for our nation. Next mission is going to be to improve relations with France. Well, if he stops being hostile, that would work. Save the Provencal people of Venice. So, you want me to attack the anti-pope, who is a vassal under France. A daimyo, even, under France. Or just try to improve our prestige. Seems unlikely that any of these are going to happen. Not while he's hostile. Arumba, see your autonomy modifier to try to decrease it. You talking about in provinces? Like, it's decaying in our capital. Education level increases it, evidently. Centralization and legitimacy decrease it. Local fortifications actually increase autonomy. Moderate expansions of local autonomy for burghers. Oh, interesting. So the moderate expansions, it says plus 5% autonomy. That's not exactly what that means. So what I'm talking about here is in the burghers, under their privileges, they have this thing called moderate expansions of local autonomy for burghers. Plus 5% local autonomy in every province. It reads like it's going to just like give them a flat 5% local autonomy, but what it actually means is that it's going to give them a plus 0.05 monthly autonomy tick. I'm sure over time that averages out to 5, but I guess I had originally assumed it was just going to be like a plus 5% flat temporary thing. Either way, it's not a big deal. Autonomy is decreasing in the greater nobles provinces. Superb communication time. Pretty sure superb communication time is the best one we can get. Absolutism. How can I increase my absolutism? Increases unrest, reduces provincial trade power, increases the cost of stability, in theory. Are you sure, though? Because... nah, it's not the same thing. It's, I don't know. The stability cost modifier, I don't know if I trust that one. Education is actually very powerful. Yeah. I mean, if we had spare money to spend, I would do that. But I want to spend our next little bit of money on embracing the estate, the institution. Wow, we have 1,600 ducats of urban infrastructure right now. That seems like a lot. Okay, so I'm not seeing an urban trade good here. So we just don't have an urban trade good in Provenza, even though we have 3 urban population. I have no idea how that works. Because we have urban population in Forqualier, and we have no urban production either. Oh wait, hold on. I remember now. I think you have to have at least 1 urban population to be allowed to build the building workshop. If you have the workshop, then you start to get urban goods. So we need to build a workshop in our capital. We need 400 gold. That's what we need. You can increase your centralization if you want, decrease autonomy, and gain more control over your country. I've avoided any of the decisions in here to increase centralization because Sun Wu told me that they are broken. Are they not broken? If they're not broken, then how do I actually mess with centralization? So one of the following must be true. Either have a statesman or an administrative skill of at least 3, and then I can decentralize to stabilize our nation. This causes me to lose absolutism, but gain stability. That's bad. Okay, we would want to centralize. Which I'm not seeing as an option. Am I crazy? It's a policy. Oh. Centralize the state. Suspend admin points. Testing dot. Yearly absolutism plus 0.4. Well, sure, we'll spend admin points on that. We already finished our ideas. Let's check. Are we gonna just gain? Yeah. Alright. Increases core creation cost, though. Ooh, nice. It reduces tech cost. I like it. Testing. Alright. Valid rivals. Yes. Looks like... No! Genoa's not a valid rival. Still. Damn it. Do we have to train 1 more troop to make Genoa into a valid rival? Are you gonna make me do this game? Let's see. They're on 888. Maybe if we take tech, military tech 8, we can make them a valid rival. But if I'm going to do that, I would prefer to get banking embraced. You may need more pop to make him a valid rival. Okay, what can I do at this exact moment to cause my population to grow? We're still at 42,000. If I look at the screen here... Hey, actually, before I get distracted and forget again, just out of curiosity... this screen, the state tab, what are your plans for it? I noticed you guys disabled the edicts. Those are gone. Like, what's the purpose of it? Is anything gonna happen on here? And why doesn't this thing open up by default? So anyway, if we check the province data in detail and look at population data, we can see we actually have 115,440 people here. It's going to round, it looks like, down to the nearest integer, which is why we're showing 11. But if we watch this, like, let's just check this in February. I have to imagine it's not calculating every month, but maybe. So we have 115,440. Wait a month. 115,440. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's every 6 months, maybe once a year, that the population gets recalculated. Bengauger, nice new EU4, 12-month resub. Happy anniversary, 1 year. Edicts will be coming back in 2.1. They just require a lot more work to be made useful. Okay. Oh, you actually changed your Skype name to Demian Sky. You're very open to suggestions, aren't you? France, stop being mean. You're just being a jerk. Nobody likes you. Portugal is the papal controller. How valuable do you think mercantilism is? Alright, we're going to go all the way up to force limit. One more infantry. I would really like to have cav because they are ridiculously strong right now. They do 4 times the damage in the shock phase, same damage in the fire phase, and they can flank farther. So I'm tempted to maybe save some money and train one more. Like train a cav. We're allowed to have 50% of our army as cav. They're just so freaking expensive. Gain 11 loyalty, 13.365 stability. Wait. We demand some more money from the burghers. I wonder if there's any kind of little thing I can do here. If I offer them a favor, give them autonomy. We were able to steal 33 ducats from them. If I now try to demand support, it's still 33, but what if I wait a couple months for this autonomy value to reflect in their income? It said stuff about their, what's it called? It was going to reduce, I was going to get money based on their annual income, not their treasury. So if I increase their income by raising autonomy of my capital, I might be able to get more money from them. So accepted factionalism for 10 years. It increases yearly corruption. Or we can spend 18 admin and have a chance to lose up to 3 stab. That sounds horrible. So let's just cross our fingers that this is a good decision. Alright, so it was 33. It is now still 33. I'm thinking we have to wait till the next 6-month tick or annual tick, whatever it may be. I'm definitely going to train a cav. 45 freaking ducats. God. No, we stopped playing on very hard because there's too much already making it difficult. We don't need to have extra hurdles for no reason at all. Nice. The general that they're going to give me is now at 35 tradition. Could you explain it? How is this number calculated? I've seen it at 15, 25, and now 35 tradition. It's always been 5 loyalty, but the amount of tradition I get is fluctuating. Is it based on their influence, their loyalty? Their loyalty is lower than it used to be. Their influence, I think, is the same. My tradition is higher. I don't know what's causing it to change, but what kind of glass is that? It's a special kind of cup. They're called a Tervis cup. It seems to me like it might be based on my own army tradition. Cobb Bobek says they get more money and can afford better general training. So you're saying that it's just based on the amount of money that they have. They have 99.6 ducats in the treasury, and that's going to be what determines it. Demian says, based on your tradition, then it gets bigger based on their influence. So it's actually not tied to their treasury. This is really confusing for me because I don't know who is actually a moderator in Twitch chat and who is not. People are just like positing their theories, and they may or may not be founded in reality. We finally go on an actual war. Let's come home and see. Alright, sir. Savoy, I have favors. We could fight Siena, Saluzzo, Lucca. It's a sin. There is no promise of territory button. I don't know why that was removed, but okay. So let's say we declare this war. He's on tech 8 to my tech 8. Because I would take the tech before declaring the war. Our ally is on tech 8. His allies are this little derp next to us who's on tech 7. This guy over here who's on tech 9. And then Sienna's on tech 8. Sienna's currently showing 2k troops. Lucca. Lucca's showing 2k as well, and 4k for Saluzzo. So they don't currently have a huge army. Genoa themselves have how many? 7k. And our ally has 5k. We would probably want to call upon the powers of these states. It would cost a little bit of loyalty, so we want to make sure that we have more than like 40 loyalty, I think would be a safe number. I'm expecting the loyalty hit for demanding their support in an offensive war to be somewhere between 5 and 7 loyalty. And I was just told that the threshold is 30%, so if they go below 30% loyalty, they'll be pissed. So we want to have a little bit of a cushion. Yeah, so Saluzzo with 4k is kind of crazy. He seems like he's a militant man. We could mothball the fort, could have done that a while ago, but we're getting fully maintained forts +1 on our army tradition. And Demian has just confirmed that our army tradition determines the strength of the nobles interaction, so... So, yes. Long story short is that yes, we can attack Genoa. Is it a good thing to do right now? Our subject has 55 ducats in the bank with no army. I'm assuming that means that over the next 2 months he would train 2 troops, probably 2 infantry. Assuming that they cost about 28 ducats for him as well. Probably. Maybe better to say to only expect 1. Tyrone was full annexed by England. Make sure to check their income before you go to war because supporting you takes their money persistently. Ah, so not only check their power, 1 whole infantry. Army maintenance cost is 2.376. Annual income of... So their annual income is 11.2. Army maintenance cost, is that a monthly cost or an annual cost? I have to assume it's annual if this is listed annual. I don't see any reasonable argument for why they would list annual and then monthly, but still, it's worth asking because it doesn't say annual army maintenance cost. And if they're paying for it, how come I could swear in the past I was paying the maintenance cost? That's monthly. No, annual. Make up your mind, man. Which one is it? The plague cometh. Oh God, no. We're just now stabilizing. You're not going to give us the plague. All right, God help us. So the plague is a thing. Well, there's the plague. Mild disease outbreak. Moderate disease outbreak. All right, how do I locate the plague? I don't see anything in this list about plague. It seemed like it was going to turn it on by default. You pay for it, but they reimburse you? Okay. So every month they give us that amount. I don't know enough about the icons to say, like, yep, there's the plague. Like, what am I looking for as the spawn point of this plague? It automatically shows up. Okay. I remember seeing Demian do this once. Plague measures, okay. We have a variety of measures we can use to stave off the plague. We can close our ports and restrict our trade, as well as train plague doctors and give tax relief to the peasants so they can better manage their affairs if plague make it to our lands. If the plague makes it. Discuss closing the ports. Discuss restrictions of trade and consider training plague doctors. Well, let's see. So for 50 admin, which... weirdly, I feel like monarch points are not as valuable as they used to be. 28.75 ducats, though. We could hire some plague doctors. We could hire plague doctors and take sanitation measures. We could do none of these things because we have no money. Okay, how about closing the ports? The burghers understand the situation. Close the ports. We lose points. Sounds good. Close the ports. And restrictions on trade. Military points, we get global trade power reduced. 10% chance this could lead to a crisis with the offended estate. Whatever, we gotta take the chance. Restrict trade. Shut it down. And they are still offering me 33 ducats, despite the fact that I raised autonomy in the capital province. So I don't know when that thing's gonna update, but hope it appoints a new archbishop. Wait and see where the plague is starting. Well, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it, in hindsight? Royal marriage with Naples? I don't really think we need to do that yet. We've lost the effects of zealous religious head. Okay. Sad times. I'm gonna wait till like July. I feel like every July is when the estates seem to be updating. Also, I'm gonna train that cav. Mounted archers. Damn expensive bastards. No, we can't take chances. It's just not something we're allowed to do. It would be foolhardy. After finally stabilizing, picking up an ally, and getting to the point where we're not dead. So, we can accept minor toleration of smuggling, which I actually think I paid to revoke before, or we can lose loyalty of the burghers, lose 15 prestige, 2 legitimacy, and it costs them some money. Alright, the burghers currently have $255 ducats, so it's not a big deal. They've got plenty of room for money. I'm actually thinking I'm going to take the loyalty hit. I don't know. I'm not going to, no. Sorry, burghers. Alright, it is officially July. If this darn 33 demanded support doesn't update, there, 37. 37, whole number. Whatever, 37 ducats needs to come to us, and that puts us one step closer to embracing the institution of banking at a cost of 54.37 ducats. The Council of Liens begins. Desire to reform the church comes from many sources, including but not limited to stuff. Try to reform simony. No idea what that means. The schism is currently affecting us, which is bad, but it's not really harming me much. Morale of armies and yearly prestige kind of hurt. I think we try to mend the schism. June 25th, it's officially July. Did I actually just do that? Wouldn't surprise me, but kind of funny. Aragon has declared war on Genoa. They cite Reconquest as their casus belli. So they're going after the province of Gallura. This is excellent news because there's a chance, maybe, that means that after Aragon comes in and stack wipes the crap out of the Genoese allies, that they will no longer defend him, and I can come in and do a piggyback war. He's got 38 reasons, 39 reasons, and 37 reasons to defend him. All we got to see is a little bit of combat. Papal State tell us they have inherited the throne of the anti-pope. Oh. Looks like the anti-pope went away. Okay, cool. Check on the plague. Good point. We have been warned by France again. Okay, cool. Yep, that would be some severe plague. Last time I checked, we had 42,000 people living in our country. We're down to 39 now. Cool. So local trade power, local production efficiency, and I'm assuming it's affecting population because we have fewer people now. Yeah, now that France has warned us, it's probably true that he's going to decide that he... This idiot. Now that he's warned us, he's going to become friendly. Just watch. We've lost... So the schism's over. He's going to switch from hostile to friendly now. A province in turmoil? Look at Normandy, that plague. Oh my gosh, terrible plague. Well, we did everything we could aside from spend money. But yeah, almost every province has got severe plague. One province has moderate plague. Expires in 1385, March of 26. So for the next 2.5 some years, All of our people are going to die. We can embrace an institution now. I'm going to do it. Okay. Paris got devastated by the plague. Well, they got moderate. Ooh, Vexen. Devastating plague. Okay, so devastating is worse then than terrible? Shouldn't it be more red? 25% versus 20. So yeah, that looks like the highest tier of badness. Population of Paris is now 21. We're down to 35 from 42. The plague has killed 10% of our population. Yes, of course. Of course we'll get stability hits. Hey, M&T development team. Your stability is low. Low stability will lead to increased unrest and reduced income and may result in a disaster befalling your country. Consider spending some administrative points to increase it. You can't do that, though. Not allowed. 1/2 pop of Paris just died? Sweet. He deserves it. That's what he gets. That's what he gets, damn it. Let's try doing some of these, poor government policies. Damn. No, I don't want to take a loan. You can with a policy. Yeah, I know okay, what? I don't like these ones, though, because I don't... When it says, like, minus 25% stability cost, I'm expecting it to do this. I'm expecting it to say, stability increase threshold 150, and then it says minus 25%. I'm expecting that to be minus 25% of 150, but that's not how it works. Instead, it's this points per year multiplier, which is just not the same thing in my head. Yeah. I mean, stab's bad. But the thing is that since we're at negative stab, the next time it calculates, we have 84.77, and it says stability increase thresholds 150, but it's actually 100 because we're at negative stab. It's no different than vanilla. It's if you're below one, the cost is no. If you're below 0, the cost is 100. So I guess it is different from vanilla. The cost to go from 0 to 1 is 150. To go from 1 to 2 is 200, and I haven't actually gotten to 3 stability yet, so I don't know what the cost for 3 is. We have an average development, respectable court, education level average. But it is decreasing. We're so close to having good education. We make almost no money. How hard was Genoa hit by the plague? They have terrible plague. They've got terrible plague. Severe, terrible. I think this is theirs as well. Yep, they've got severe. But without having, like, written the number down, I don't really know how to check to see what their population was earlier. We could try this, the special map mode. What happens if I remove the plague? Can I add it back again later? Let's find out. Looks like no. So what I wanted to check was the rural population data, rural density. And we should see now... Okay, never mind. Removing the trade, the plague stuff from the map doesn't actually remove those from the map. So while the plague is active, that one appears to override the special trade map mode. So we can see both now. So rural density in this case then is a pretty good indicator of, like... They've lost 20% of their rural population. I think I'm understanding it correctly. Check density. Okay. City data? City population? Urban population? That's urban population. I don't want really... It's not specific to urban that I want to know. I want to know, like, total population. Yeah, okay, so I already did density. Sorry, Demian, there's like a 15-second delay in chat. There's nothing I can do about it. Unless, hey, you know, if you want, you can just talk to me on Skype. I have no issue having your window open on a different screen. If you'd rather talk to me there, that way it'd be instantaneous. Then again, you're not going to be able to hear my voice. If you want, I could actually, do you have Discord? Because, actually, you know, Demian, if you're not, like, working right now, you could just join me in a Skype call. We do a little quick little one-on-one interview type thing where you could just talk to me live. If you're up for it. You don't have to, though. It's up to you. I mean, you're just typing a storm up in Twitch chat right now, so... Okay, alternative solution then would be if you have Discord, I could throw you... I could join the broadcast channel so that you could hear my voice live instead of hearing it 15 seconds late. But that actually wouldn't really help because you're still going to see the video 15 seconds late, so you'd just be confused. Never mind. No good solutions for you. Alright, so how goes the war against Aragon? Genoa is technically winning because he controls Gallura. He's also won some battles. Let's see how these have changed. 39, 13. So Saluzzo is no longer as interested in defending. Attitude towards enemies. A little bit of war exhaustion. So Saluzzo is friendly toward us. Okay, and you? I think we should improve relations with this fella. See if we can get his attitude towards enemies to be positive as well. You have to head to Skype soon? Or you have to head to work soon? Okay, fair enough. Nope, it's fine. I mean, it's impromptu. Same thing goes for Sun Wu. I know that you said she's busy right now, but if any of the guys want to talk and participate and explain away some of my confusion, feel free. I'd be glad to have you. I've still got an hour and a half planned for the stream, so. What would you suggest calling stability cost modifier? Same question for chat. Remember, it has to be a negative number. Paradox. It has to be a negative number. Paradox did that. Okay, so we're talking about, like, in this thing here. So instead of calling this attribute, this country modifier, stability cost modifier, the number has to be negative, you're saying. Okay, let me just outline exactly what it's working. Look at your force limit. This is my force limit. God damn it. I hate that. Stupid force limit. This happened with Hungary last night. So my autonomy has, like, swung a little bit. And if I calculate this out, we have 2 plus 2 plus 0.97 plus 0.12 plus 0.47 plus 0.14 times 1.037. So we're at 5.911. We're 0.08 shy of our force limit, and somehow that's going to mean that I now get to pay an extra 0.4 ducats a month, which is huge. Anyway, thank you for pointing that out. We'll deal with that in a second. So let me outline this just in case people don't understand why I don't like the term. In vanilla, stability cost modifier works as such. You take anything that increases stability cost modifier, and when you elect to spend administrative points to boost your stability, the cost at 100 default will get reduced by 25%, and you'll spend 75. Since you can't boost stability in MNT using admin points anymore, the way that it works right now is that stability cost modifier, instead of reducing the cost for stability, if we go into our state tab and we look at the stability national equality, it does not affect stability increase threshold, which is what I logically assumed it would affect. What it does instead is it takes this, you generate a certain number of points per year, and then it is, I think, multiplicatively increasing our yearly multiplier on points generated. So it is definitely not decreasing the stability increase threshold or reducing the stability cost modifier. It's doing neither of those things. It's doing something entirely different, which is like the fact that it has to be an additive number is the issue. Or sorry, a negative number is the issue with the terminology for it. But hey, Twitch chat could totally come up with an idea. I'm sure of it. So what are we going to do about this extra pop? This extra unit? I think the issue is that we lost some population. We lost 4 population, which is why we have less room. Honestly, I'm not going to lose 40 ducats or whatever it was for that damn infantry. We're just going to eat the cost for now. Feels horrible. Is there any interaction I can do with these guys to, like... See, if I were at war, I would have an interaction I could do. Hire a military advisor? That's even more money than we'd be losing. A military advisor would cost like 1 ducat a month. We're losing right now like 0.4 for being over the limit. So that would not be a good idea. One option is just to declare a war. Declare the war now and lose some troops. At least then I wouldn't feel like I'm wasting them. I think that the right approach here is going to be to declare the war as soon as possible. Let's go check and see if Aragon is having any luck. I mean, the island is occupied. Does he not have naval superiority or something? Is that why he's struggling? Aragon currently has... They have 8 ships right now. 4 galleys, 4 transports. Genoa has... way more. They have 19 ships. Aragon, you're too dumb. You should have deployed your troops over there. Moron. Alright. I do want to wait a little bit longer, though. I'm willing to eat the financial cost to see. Okay, there's already 1 less ally. And Saluzzo only has 11 reasons to honor the call. So if Saluzzo backs out, that would be good. Then again, the war score cost for this province is small enough that we could separate peace him and feed his land to Nice as well. Which would be pretty freaking awesome. Maybe we go for that. It's only level 2 fort. It would take 4 troops to siege. It takes 10 troops to siege down Genoa. The fact that we know that Genoa has occupied over here makes me think that we know where his army is. He's only showing 7k troops now. Somehow he has 32 force limit because reasons. Estate logistical support plus 14. My god. Yeah, I like that one. That sounds better to me. Stability expense modifier. And then you could just call it, instead of calling it the stability cost, you could call it stability expense. Stability increase threshold. How about stability... You could call it expense... Expense to increase stability, 150. And then if you had stability expense modifier, it still sounds to me like it should reduce the total cost. Instead of it being 150, it should be like, well, whatever 150 times 0.75 would be, like 112. Why doesn't it just work that way? Can you not change it so that that part of the modifier changes? So Siena's the one that I want to leave this war. Let's improve with him for a bit. Set our attitude to friendly. Polish-Lithuanian Union. Accept the king on the throne of Poland, but demand his Christianization. Poland has formed a union over Lithuania. Commonwealth, Scandinavia, White Horde. My god, all this stuff happens so early in the campaign. Ooh, a Genoese army. With low morale. Alright, I am going to spend some money to get our maintenance up. I think we're going to look to declare war really soon. If I see another army like that we can snipe, War fixes all problems. I vote for scrape sailors and turn that into your new stability value. Here's a crazy idea. What if you scrape sailors and you turn sailors into the loot value? You know the loot decision that I can take to see the loot value? Sailors. You could use sailors as a there we go. You could use sailors as a thing to represent the total amount of loot that's in the loot pool, and then just kill sailors using attrition or something every month to have it decay into your actual income, your treasury. It'd be a whole lot better than sailors, because let me tell you something, sailors are dumb. Aragon has shown up with force. Unfortunately, hold on though, the looted this war modifier. Let's say Aragon loots this province, which I think he's going to. There's not much local wealth here. I don't want him to get the advantage of this local wealth. But if he loots it, and I have a simultaneous war going on at the same time, can I loot it too? Or is it going to get blocked? Because it's a province modifier. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I think we declare war now. We can't risk this guy getting out of the capital and blocking my ability to be the one that gets the credit for the loot of Liguria. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick break to go to the bathroom. It's been a couple hours already, so I'm going to do that. And then in the meantime, I want you guys to tell me if you think it's time to declare war or not, because I think that it is. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, the poll. There's a poll. Cool. Looting Genoa would give over 1,000 ducats. Not directly to me, though, right? It would go to the, It would go to, mostly to the estates. They take a huge portion of it, don't they? So, yeah, 80% want war. I think that's a pretty good choice. So here's my game plan. I'm going to send 4 troops to Saluzzo and like 2 troops over to Liguria just to get priority on the siege of Liguria and make it so that we get credit for it once he finishes the siege. Looking at the fort map mode, he has a fort that projects zone of control here. I don't know why Aragon hasn't moved over here, but hey, it's fine. Aragon's probably going to be dumb enough that he'll just keep on doing the siege anyway. Cross your fingers! Okay, we're gonna wait 1 day. Also, I need to decide. We have no free picks. We can get 1 infantry. I don't think it's worth it to take an infantry from this guy. Prestige from land battles. Army tradition from battles. Nah. They'll give us no troops. Or we'd have increased fort defense. Nope. Okay, we could get financial support. So every time, this would cost me 2 loyalty. Normally, when I've demanded support recently, it was what? I think it was either 5 or 7 loyalty, and the exchange rate was... Oh, apparently there's an Amber Alert. Cool. So I was getting 37 ducats for like 7. So that's like 5 ducats per loyalty, which results in 10.6 ducats per 2. So this is not as good. Don't need the force limit. Well, actually, No, we don't. Apparently, war increases force limit by itself. Cool. Never mind. Don't need to worry about it. Cool. Alright, we're going to wait 1 day. But what I do want to do is I want to go to the Greater Nobles, and we're going to demand the support and get a general. We have a 2-2-3-1. Much better than our current guy. Military leaders. Is it in this list? Yeah, leaders that upkeep. Base. +1. Is there any interaction I can do to get more? Because they both have siege pips. I'd prefer to keep them both. You know what? Maybe we just keep them both. Let's just pay them monarch points. Maybe there's a policy or something. Military advisors. I'm just gonna pay the points. I don't care. I want him. He's good. Meanwhile, we do want to take tech, because I think that it's time. We've already embraced the institution, so meritocracy is not going to come anytime soon. Our education level is now fair. How come there's no alert or event? Yeah, I know I'm going to need 10 regiments to siege down Liguria. My game plan is to just send one troop over there, 2 maybe, so that I have priority. I will have arrived first, which, unless something major has changed from vanilla, means that if Aragon piles his 8 stack on my province, that I am still going to be the siege leader, even though he's contributing to my siege, and he's going to contribute 80% of the required troops to do the siege for me, which is going to be very nice of him. We really appreciate the gesture. So anyway, education is at 41.348, so that puts us at fair, because we round up. So education is really good. I don't want to stop it. Maybe we just keep it going. A small amount at least. Okay, we're gonna wait 1 day. Now he's joined. We're gonna go over there. Our looting policy. Now, I've kind of come full circle on the looting policy. Only because I was talking with Sun Wu last night, and I was kind of complaining actually a little bit, because this tooltip is so misleading in my mind. It's like 5% discipline at the cost of 10% morale of armies. Okay, first and foremost, I think morale of armies is more important than discipline. So you're telling me I'm going to lose a ton of morale armies for 5% discipline, and you're going to make my war exhaustion go up, and I get less loot. That sucks. And then as you go down the slider, it's like, okay, this one's really freaking good. Siege ability plus -10%, that doesn't matter. The siege ticks are still going to be about 12 days, 15 days anyway. And then discipline -5. If I had to choose between discipline -5 and discipline +5, army morale of armies -10, I'm going to take this one every time. The looting speed is just a bonus. But I was talking to Sun Wu last night after the stream, and I learned that there's a lot of really bad things that happen after you've done major looting. And so this needs to be scaled back a bit. You know, like, the tooltip needs to be more clear that it's not just looting speed. Like, you're gonna destroy everything. So we're gonna heavily restrict in this case, because we're planning on conquering this land. Let's let them loot. We'll do let them loot right in the middle, because I do want to siege down Liguria. We're not going to take that in the war. I think probably. I mean, we technically could, but we don't have a claim to it. And my hope, again, is that Aragon's going to help out with the siege, because he's going to be a bro. We do have to be aware that there could be easily an army over here. For now, we're just going to block the training of troops here. Let's pull a troop off, if we're able. Nah, it's not worth the risk. We'll keep 2 over here. So, we have 21-day siege ticks. Severe Plague reduces their defensiveness. We do not have Garrison is outnumbered, and Genoa is taking some troops onto the boats. Cool. These guys have a wall breach, negative 29% chance of taking the province, but they're doing what they can. My guess is that Genoa is going to be a complete dummy. He's going to pile his entire army on the island because the war goal is on the island. And he's going to technically win his war, but he's going to get his capital occupied, and it's going to cause me to kick his face in. Also, we also have Savoy. So, Savoy, feel free to come and attach to my army over here, buddy. And if we can't take this yet, here's what we're going to do. Once Savoy gets here, we're going to detach. We're going to take the right army, tell it to stay, take the left army. And if we're allowed to get down to here, first off, we have 3 out of 6 relations. If I go 1, 2, 3, I can get... Yeah, that's probably the safest route. Can't march past the fort, though, can I? No, we're gonna have to go around. We'll have to come around this way. So let's go, like, Milan. You need 30 relations to ask for military access unless your army is at least twice as powerful as theirs. Fine. Seems like such an arbitrary restriction. Alright, so we have priority on that siege. Our subject has trained an extra troop. We've got 7k plus 2k is still not enough. I need Aragon to win his siege. Promote lesser mod to a greater mod? This seems like such a weird restriction. That's less than ideal. Well, we're going to be able to get there on May the 20th. It's only 8 days. Actually, it's probably going to be 9 days, because it's going to change the date on me. Yep. I don't think we're going to get stack wiped. If anything, we're going to turn this fight around and get pretty good victory out of it. Still, I want to go around and actually loot down Siena. I would prefer to do the siege of this guy's province with just the one troop, if we can. Ooh, nasty. Aragon currently occupies the province that I want. Aragon does not desire that province, though, so it's just whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, don't attach to me. Go help the other army. Alright, we have enough over there. He's got a pretty good general. He's still on Tech 8. Thank goodness. I want to get the majority of this army off of here. There we go. Let's get the majority off. Nice has no leader. How dare he? You should train a leader for me. Gotta make sure that we don't take a loan, though. So where the hell did Aragon go? Probably to fight this army off? Be my guess. And there's the white piece. Alright, cool. So we're already here. Damn, province looted this war. So yeah, we don't get to loot this province because Aragon looted it. So it does work the way I expected. Saluzzo is on low enthusiasm. Once we get the occupation done, we're going to separate piece him. I don't really care. Well, I do. I'll check. But my plan is going to be to... My plan is going to be to do a separate piece, pay the Diplo points, give that land to our subject. So Saluzzo's on his way back with 5 troops. If we could please finish this siege. Really? Okay. He's not on low... I thought he was on low enthusiasm. Hail Mary, he's gonna just try to fight this off. Come on, take it back! We have 1 day. Take it! Damn it! He's actually shattering over to Siena. We could have been the defender here, but no. 42% chance never succeeds. Never. Say we have this horrible battle where we waste lots and lots of points. And the fort here is preventing my motion, my movement. Even though I expect that he is. How is it that he's allowed to go there and I can't? I mean, what's up with that? He doesn't even have access through France, so why is he allowed to go through France? I know for sure I don't have access through France. Like, he just shattered into land that... And he stopped there, too. That's not cool. I am not a fan. So separate peace is 32 aggressive expansion, but it's the last time and only time we're ever going to be able to expand, right? So 32 aggressive expansion. Out of curiosity, if we actually took land from Genoa, that's 16. I'm assuming aggressive expansion is going to work the same as it did in vanilla, but I could be completely wrong. Let's just check and see if I went like nuts. No, he wasn't black flagged when he retreated. He was able to retreat into a non-military access nation and then get black flagged there, and I still can't go there. And even if I did go there, because he's black flagged, I can't fight him. That's really weird. Oh, this key binding didn't get properly transferred. I need to fix that. Vassalize. That's an interesting option. Less aggressive expansion that way. Gets us an extra little military pool and an extra potential general. I like that a lot. Sounds really good, in fact. And we can still take all of his money because he doesn't need it. And we can take some prestige. Oh yeah, that's a much better option considering our present situation. I like it. Cool. Let's do it. Your army will now turn around and use the 3541 against Genoa, please. Okay, so we can take tech. Did I just like straight up disable that alert or something? I must have like closed it, and this whole time it's just been closed. Expansion capacity. What in the hell is that? It's the new name for the vanilla mechanic administrative efficiency. It is gained consistently through the game from both administrative and diplomatic technology. Cool. That sounds nice. Paved road network. Alright, I think if we band all of these troops together, and also if our newfound ally will come help us out, probably want to improve relations with him a bit, yeah? So he's a little bit upset because of the aggressive expansion, but it's nothing major. Okay, just enough troops to actually bait him into coming out of the back over here, and then we just come over here and kick his butt. We only have 7 war score. Actually stack wiped him that time. We don't have enough troops to do the siege. We're really low on manpower. And I have no boats. My vassal has decided to kill some of his troops. You show the new institutions for a while. Manpower low. Alright, let's go over here. Okay, I have priority on the siege because I arrived first, and I'm awesome. We're going to keep 10k troops, so we have the bare minimum allowed. We need a siege pip guy here, which we have a... We have one already. I still would like to try to march down and loot down Siena. We got a level 5. We can get to that level 1. So the zone of control is going to prevent me from getting there unless I get military access through Pisa or the Roman territories. It's going to be very difficult to get enough. Everson wants to know, do I know how trade works in this mod? No, not at all. I mean, it works very similar to vanilla, as far as I can tell. Trade routes still send money around. It still generates trade value. There are many, many, many more provinces, so there are new trade nodes that I'm unfamiliar with, but doesn't seem to be a big deal. Yeah, the chances of this army getting depleted is pretty darn high, considering the way that diseases work. We can view the loot pool. 60 ducats. Tactics should give us a little bit of an edge on... Ooh, infantry shock. Sweet. It's a really powerful modifier. And we have it ahead of him. Siena already has it, but that doesn't really matter too much. There's only 5k troops out there. Siena only has 1 infantry and 1 cavalry. So if I could just get access over there. I think we do have access here. Yeah, we have access to this whole strip for the most part. Looks like I just need to get access through Pisa. And as a backup, we'll go for access through Roman territories. But I want to burn down Marca Grossetana with its massive 50 wealth. Hey, some wealth is better than none. You have 0 manpower, just go for peace with that one province? I don't think we can. Yeah, let me wait a month. I don't think we can. I'm pretty sure that the occupied, like you have to have a siege, a fort sieged in the area. I think that still applies, and we don't have one yet. So we'll find out in a second. Let's try it now. Yeah, demanding it without occupying forts in the area. We have to do the siege. We did just get the tech a minute ago to get actual cannons. They only cost 65 ducats to hire. That's not very much, right? With no modifiers whatsoever. So it looks like the only thing you get from the cannons is just like increased ability to do sieges at this level right now. That's not very good, just in case you're wondering. They don't actually start getting any multipliers until tech 15 and 18, respectively. %7 chance we lose stability. I'm surprised. Wow, this siege is going to take forever. We're already at 12 out of 12 siege status. We can't actually get higher than a 7% chance to take it unless we breach the walls. And we have no cannons, so that means we have to roll either a 1%, 1 out of 14, right? We have to roll perfectly to win the siege, or we have to roll 1 out of 14 to get a wall breach. And the entire time we're sitting around waiting, we're going to have to suffer attrition and potential disease outbreaks. Provencal Renaissance, a school of thought called humanism spread out of Italy. Alright. Idea cost and stability cost guy, or... Choosing the Renaissance is a signal that the country will stay loyal to the Pope during the Reformation. Choosing humanism is a signal that this country will embrace heresy during the Reformation. So, I think I'm going to go for humanism. I mean, we are near the Pope. But interesting. Their income is like really, really bad now. Only 5 ducats in annual income. It must be because of the plague. Or because autonomy has come back down again. Yeah, I saw the not binding for humans, but... Oh, look at that. We actually have no lesser nobles anymore. They're all gone. So now we have 3 provinces with greater nobles. 3 provinces with which they can summon troops in the wrong area. Did I skip over manpower? No, I didn't skip over it. I just don't think there's any point to it. Yeah, there's a thing in here where I can demand manpower. Well, that's weird. The greater nobles lose 5 loyalty. You can only request manpower from an estate every 10 years. So I can do it, but it's not saying I'll gain manpower? I just won't gain manpower? Cool, I guess. Pursuing your stupid light ships, Genoa. I'm gonna kick your butt. A lot of estate stuff seems broken for some reason, says Damien Sky. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. It appears that... Whoa, stop it with the pop-ups. It appears that our heir is a brilliant strategist. Morale of armies plus 10, land force limit, and prestige from land battles. Sweet. Renaissance masterpiece of religious art. Papal influence and prestige, money, or stab. Well, so far I feel like the papal influence is pretty worthless. I feel like prestige is also pretty worthless. I feel like money is really freaking good all the time. I'm gonna go for money. In every other campaign I've ever done in EU4, it's always been about turning monarch points, turning money into monarch points, turning, you know, getting value out of your money to turn it into some sort of in-game tangible benefit. The 50 stab would have been good too, I agree. But we were losing money each month. And actually it looks like I can pull one more troop off here now. Except for a little bit less attrition. But money has been the thing preventing me from building any buildings, doing any, I was going to say development, but buildings, building roads, building forts. When is it that this province is going to end up building back its local fortifications? How much does it cost? Because it's been like 5 years and he hasn't built it yet. Just still sitting. That wasn't a disease outbreak. That was just I had 2 troops there and I have absolutely no manpower, so we decayed below... if you actually look at the army size, they decayed below 1,000, and we're right at the threshold to actually make the siege happen right now. You get a quick peek at the Ottomans. They've expanded a fair bit. They still got claims on everyone. They're currently at peace. Maybe doing all right. They are... It looks like they're out of administrative points. They have territories instead of states. Or they're at the state limit. I'm not sure. People points for inflation. Well, inflation is money, and money is really valuable these days. I'm actually going to use caution. And as expected, Genoa's being a bit of a dummy. Hey, there's a 7% chance. We got it. Woo! Let's head over here to do this battle. I do not want to be... I don't want to waste any manpower. So we're going to take these 2 troops and have them hang out over here. Make sure we've got a better leader here. Is he still on Tech 8? No, he's caught up with us on Tech. We're going to fight him in the defensive terrain, the hills, but we're going to flank him, hopefully. We've deployed the Savoyard Cavalry. Rolled a massive 1. First shock phase is the most important though, right? We've rolled a 4 versus a 1. And looking at combat modifiers right now, like the fire roll is inconsequential. We do 10 times as much damage in shock with our infantry. And what would that even be? 1.15 divided by 0.05? 23 times as much damage with cav. So we don't even care about the first phase. And again, this is the fire phase, so again, this phase barely matters. Not the best roll. Alright, let's see if we can knock Pisa out of the war. I feel like we can probably get rid of the secondary general now. Okay, so how do we knock you out of the war in a way that benefits us the most? This province, is it worth taking the time to siege? It's only 50, it's less than 50 ducats in loot. This province has over 250 ducats in loot. Pita, welcome back, buddy. On the other hand, we have no prestige, no land manpower. We're losing money fast. I feel like I should just smash my army against his and then end the war. And so we shall. For shock phase, we have an advantage. 4 versus a 2. 4 minus 2 versus 2 is 2 on 1. Nice, 9. Kill them all. Good. Good, good, good. Glorious. This is only one of my regiments, so I'm barely losing anything in this. Look if Genoa dropped any legendaries. And there's the stack wipe. Which should mean that Siena wants out, for sure. No, they actually have negative... They have 0 reasons. Well, let's go occupy and besiege their actual capital. Which should give them even fewer reasons to want to be in the war. So Siena, we currently have 0 individual war score with. I think we just take the separate piece here. I don't want to wait for this siege. It would take too long. Well, hold on. He's got 200 ducats. Never mind. I think we do take that siege. It's not my manpower. Wait, why did I just now pick up the loot slowdown trig mod? Is it because I lost men? I think that my amount of loot in the war, the loot pool, stayed the same. Holy crap! Where'd all this come from? We didn't complete a siege. Well, we completed this one. I guess, did it all come from this siege? It must have. That's a lot more than I was expecting, considering that we had it on regular loot number. That's some bank right there. We can actually do some stuff with that. Alright, so we can go up to 12 siege status. It's a coastal siege, only level 1 fort. So we can get much higher. We can get to like 35% chance to take the province. I think we just take the time to do this and actually knock them out of the war. Again, I'm not using my manpower for it, so... Relic recovered. Ravenkel forces have secured a Christian relic from the Ligurian church where it was being held. It is the crown of thorns worn by our Savior as he walked through the streets of Jerusalem to his death, still stained with his blood. So we can gain 16 prestige. We could build an appropriate shrine for such a holy relic, gaining local trade power. Castellana gets pilgrimage route till the end of the game, giving us local trade power plus 0.25. Seems very weak. Or send it to the Vatican for 200 papal influence. Huh. Take it for yourself, build a workshop or some production building in your capital. You're not talking about the same thing, though. I'm looking at this event now. Keep it means 2 things, like, what, spend ducats to turn it into a thing, or get the 30 prestige? Holy site? Okay, sounds good. We're a little bit low on finances, but we're apparently about to win our war and get a bunch of money, so that's gonna be good. I would love to see the country that can actually afford to use cannons right now. I bet the AI is stupid and they're trying to build cannons, aren't they? I betcha. Betcha they are. Probably treat it like vanilla. We need at least this many cannons. They're gonna have like 20 cannons in the back row doing no damage. Wait, the holy site adds gravity? It's just showing local trade power. Where do I see actual urban gravity? Do I have to go to the special map mode? City data. Urbanization by region? No, that's not it. Well, I don't know. Genoa's not very smart. Swiss mercenaries. Beginning in the late 15th century, Swiss mercenary soldiers served in the armies of foreign courts across Europe. Although not always the best forces, they had no local ties and could be counted on to be fanatically loyal to their employer. By the 16th century, Swiss mercenaries had become a common sight. Hire them to bolster our forces. We get mercenary men-at-arms. Their opinion of us goes up. The event Swiss mercenaries leave for Provence. Or we could just say we cannot rely on them, because we don't need them. So yeah, if this siege could actually make some progress, that would be swell. We have a grand total of 28% chance to actually make progress. No, supply shortage is progress as well. So we have like a 68%, 60, something big. Alright, we're at 5 out of 6 relations. We've got military access through Lucca. Still need to cancel that. Okay, we're done with military access requests. Just waiting on the siege. Press speed 4, see if it's actually going to work or not. I'm a little like leery that the game might crash, because it did crash once last night. I don't really want to play on a higher game speed because it could be bad. Yeah, the new siege system was in every time I've played. I don't see that it's not. Yeah, right there. You got unit weight plus 30. So we actually have one right now. We have a mild disease outbreak. So yes, the new siege system is in the game. It just hasn't really affected us much. We've gotten rather lucky, looks like. Okay, so we're going to, yes, go fight him, apply occupied and besieged provinces to his capital, and take the war score we have from the occupation of Marca, Grossetana, Siena. And now we're going to go negotiate a separate peace with this guy. 24 war score, clear offer. Apparently a white peace has a peace offer value of -16. Okay. So war reps, huh? I wonder if that would be worthwhile or not. Siena makes how much money? It's hard to tell after you've occupied some of their land, but still. In theory, Siena would be able to make 1.7 ducats a month. That's not very good. I think we just take the direct cash. We end up paying some admin points for the... Well, hold on. Hold on now. What if we vassalize him? Should we go nuts and try to vassalize him? We have the relationship slots. It would require another 10-unit siege, or we could just peace out for cash. I want to get done with this war. I want to move on to the next thing. Let me just peace out for 141 ducats. That seems fine. Take Liguria? Oh, we're going to. I'm talking about for the separate piece of Siena. Take the cash. Never mind, he rejected the peace offer, even though he said he would. Okay. I guess we're waiting for him to change his mind? Navarro cedes land to England. Whatever, I just want to end the war. I don't get all of the money, keep in mind. Savoy did 55% of the work, so we only get a little bit of it. That's okay, though. We should have more war score with Genoa now. He'll give us his capital of Liguria. The aggressive expansion is not too horrible. This province I'm going to transfer control of to my subject. Liguria is down to 60,000 people. 12.6 trade power in this region. I think we take this one for ourselves. If only he had fabricated another claim. He's got 49 ducats. There's our answer on aggressive expansion. Looks like aggressive expansion is the same as it used to be. Damn, the workshop got destroyed in Liguria? How did you notice that so fast? Were you just happen to be looking in the thing and you recognize the icon? Wow. Alright, I'm gonna take Liguria for myself. I'm gonna take 49 ducats, I guess. War reps, sure. 69% peace deal, sounds great. No coalition, costs us 15 admin to core, 19 development, 19 diplo points to take the land that's not part of the claim. The only drawback is that we never were able to set Genoa as our rival, which is a sad time. So, the peace deal is accepted. So we can take a tenth of the treasury, gaining 95.495 stability points. Or we can take 170 ducats, 2/5 to the treasury. 90% chance we lose stab. We take a fifth and only have a 45% chance of losing stab. How does coring work here? Hell if I know. It's the first province I've taken in the patch. So stability's always been something that I've had a hard time getting up. Aha, very funny, right? So this basically takes us to level 1 stability. I mean, we're gonna die eventually, we're gonna lose stab, we're probably gonna get another Regency Council, lose more stab. Honestly, I'm leaning towards the 10th to the treasury versus losing stab, because it's not just that we're giving up the 95 stability points, we're also taking a 90% chance of losing 1 stability, which is equivalent right now to losing like another 100. So we're trading off 100 here and another 100 here if we lose the stab. I'm gonna go for the stability points. The money doesn't go away, it just goes to our estates. And over here, we're going to... You cannot core a province while it has unrest or the martial law modifier. But it doesn't have unrest. Probably because we have martial law. CE pending. CE. What does CE stand for again? Oh, CE, communication efficiency pending. Got it. Okay, so it hasn't had a month to update the communication efficiency, the distance from that location. Oh, cool. So our ally has now rivaled us. Sweet. Except an alliance. Well, I guess that frees up one of our relationship slots. We now have a second alliance slot available. Castile, how you feeling about an alliance these days? No, it's not going to work. How about Aragon? Who else hates France? Nobody. We could go for an alliance with whoever hates you. Nobody. Milan might help us. Milan looks pretty strong. Okay, so communication efficiency. Martial law is still pending. I guess we have to wait like a whole year. You can take a decision to update it quicker. Ah, okay, cool. Show CE modifiers on trade map, hide cultural decisions, force background calculation. Calculate core and domain variable and run census and communication efficiency events. Yeah, do that. AI only event 01. Domain and core calculation. Oh god, the game's broken. No, it's thinking too much. AI only event. AI on AI. Don't abuse it. Well, if I end a war, shouldn't that just trigger it to calculate communication efficiency? Instead of it, like, waiting a full year, shouldn't it trigger it now? Like, I don't want to wait a year to start my core. What if the province takes 3 years to core? I gotta wait a year? What if I end the war in, like, July, and now I have to wait 12 full months before I can actually get the communication efficiency to update? That sucks. I have a mission to vassalize the Pope? I find that to be rather interesting. Wow, he's guaranteed by France, so that's probably not going to go very well for us, is it? How did Arumba attack an HRE state without the Emperor coming in? Why, it's simple, my friend. We are a prince. And we also declared war on Genoa, who is not, evidently. And also the person we separate peaced, we vassalized, so there was no unlawful territory, and he was a secondary participant. I still can't core. When exactly am I supposed to expect to be able to core? No, I can start as any nation. I mean, within reason. I just elected to play as Provence because it was what Demi Sky originally recommended, and it seemed like a good challenge, and it has been so far. It's been fun. Holy crap, we just made 4.5 ducats last month? What? We had 3.79 from Genoa? How much money does that man make? He had to have taken a loan. Yeah, he only makes... We should only be making 0.3, so my guess is if we look at Genoa in the score screen... How much you want to bet he had to take a loan last month? He's got 6 loans right now, actually. Oh, look at the coring tooltip. Coring is not entirely beneficial? Really? Okay, cores represent civil administration. Cores will remove the overextension penalty from the province and lower autonomy, yet transitioning to civil control can make suppressing unrest more difficult. But if I let the province regrow, then the total population will be higher and the monarch point cost for coring it will be much, much higher. Aren't I better off coring now while the population is destroyed? We're about to get up to positive 1 stability. We can consider revoking some privileges from the greater nobles. Oh, and by the way, the province of Liguria is... Why do the burghers have 39 influence, by the way? They have 39 influence with one province, or is this province... Are they getting this as if it was theirs, even though they don't actually own it? The fact that it's a territory, you still got... Okay, so you've got a territory modifier. Like a province modifier that effectively makes territories still have estates too. I do find it interesting. We actually have no unrest in this province at all right now, mostly due to the martial law CE pending. -30. We would be at like -4. Anyway, we have a little bit of money. We're making some net money. Let's check the status of like our court. The court has 19.282 ducats in it. We're within a reasonable threshold right now. I don't want to spend any money on it yet. Education. It's still increasing. We're actually about to hit the next rank, which is awesome. Let's actually raise funding a little bit. Just like 3 more ducats. Extra 0.25 ducats a month. The province itself has 71.5% autonomy, which is increasing. So the fact that the burghers have this means that the burghers are now very powerful. We're back to being able to demand 35 ducats. Can we offer them the favor where we give them the autonomy in our capital? At the cost of dip. Gain some stab. And then we wait for it to recalculate their income. Save and aim for a workshop? Yeah, I think a workshop in the capital would be amazing right now. I'm leaning toward getting a nice juicy sum from them as soon as this number gets updated in January or July or whatever month it is. Now we're back to being able to demand some monarch points. So we could try to revoke privileges peacefully. Why are these all the same? Like, the tooltip is the same for all of these. Greater noble privilege revoked. I can't actually see the effects of these ones? Oh, okay. I get it. I've got to go to Greater Nobles, Assess, List. And then I guess I've just got to, like, line them up. So, permit any commoner. This is the one that affects our tech cost. Three of my provinces are owned by the Greater Nobles, but they're only showing 11% power. I guess these provinces are really bad. 4, 4, and 15? That's still a huge portion of my development. Sorry, not development, population. So, like, minus 15% local tax modifier in every province owned by this estate seems really bad. But, when I look at it, I don't actually see the effect. So... I guess don't worry about it. Milan, you want to be buddy? Nah, he's already got an alliance. Damn. Could try to ally Pope Man. So we have a new decision available. Ah, we did. Now it's gone. We have the ability to choose to become a despotic monarchy. Switching government will halve your legitimacy. So we're at 98 legitimacy right now. Our government type right now is a feudal monarchy. I don't see any benefit to that. Why is this a decision? Oh wow, despotic monarchy gives us force limit too? It doesn't say that in the government screen. Maybe that's tied to the size of our country. Looks like some of that stuff's tied to the size of the country. No, it looks like we're already with the good one, so I don't really understand why this... First off, I don't understand why this decision exists if I can just freely click this button. And second off, I don't want to do it, so... I'm not gonna do it. No matter how much I improve with this guy, he's never gonna actually become an ally. So who do I want to ally if Savoy is going to be our next person to kill? We could just try to ally the Pope. No. The Knights, there's lots of people right now who would actually accept an alliance. I don't recognize any of these nations that are nearby. Scandinavia? Damn, that would be one hell of an alliance. Let's go for that. If they don't have their max relationship slots, I would love for Scandinavia to defend me against France. That'd be amazing. Alright, so we're trying. I mean, we have no maintenance. I have no advisors. You know, we're just sort of sitting. If we wanted to build a building, the building I would build is a workshop. 267 ducats in our capital. But it's not 267, it's actually 477. Because it costs more, because we have already got stuff in that province. Scandinavia is not that strong. I think Montferrat is an okay ally? Well, he's never going to accept vassalization. He's too close to me. Oh god, it's happening again. No! Nice is paying us negative money. How is Nice paying me negative money? Taxation. Plus or minus 0.06. So he's got, like, no taxation, which is somehow translating into me paying him. I guess. It's happening again. So we need 470 damn ducats. It's a lot. The good news, though, is that if we go and we look at these guys, they should have a lot of money. Yeah, 205 in the treasury for those guys, and these guys have 123. I'm assuming that the other money, because we only took a tenth, the other 90% should have gone into... what? My army looted. So where did that money go? If not the estates. You know that Viking metal cover of EU4? They're called, oh, shoot, now why can't I remember? Shoot. Albania? Doesn't exist. They're dead. Instead, we've got Naples. Naples has expanded over here. Macedonia, Zeta, Venice, Thessaly, Corfu. No Albania. Dead. Sabaton, yes, that's the one. Sabaton, however you want to say it. It's like, did you know I had to take out another loan? That poor guy. Or maybe not. There we go. 52 ducats. That's what I'm talking about. Give me some cash. Cash! What happens if you get capped out on stability and then you continue to generate points? So they have this thing called the authority to govern locally. Exactly. 200 ducats to go. We're barely making any money at all. I have all this papal influence. I haven't really done anything with that. We're gaining 4.58 per year. We could try for the mercantilism. I mean, I guess the argument that 2 troops is better than 0 is true. So I'm gonna just say yes to this for now. I'd rather have them as an ally than not. We're only allowed to have 2 relations, we might as well. So that means that I've gone for this fella. And he has been beaten up by Milan, so Milan will be a decent rival. We, I'm assuming, have a truce with Savoy since he rivaled me and broke the alliance. Until 1392. So in 2 years, we could turn around and attack Savoy using our subject's claim. Or we could go crazy and go try to vassalize the Pope against France. The way I read this, it's like a 70% chance of nothing bad happening. We're already at 1 stability anyway. I swear, every time, it's gonna take it from me. Education is not going up enough. We need to increase funding more. I would like to get to the next breakpoint on education before trying to get the workshop. Although if we got the workshop, then we'd actually have enough money to support the education. Yeah, maybe not. All right, I'm not going to push for the 50% education bracket. I think we need to get the we need to get to the point where we actually have that workshop in our capital. Good news is we went from 42,000 dudes in our country down to like 37 due to the plague, and now we're back up to 46. That's great news, as far as I'm concerned. Check our vassal interactions. Policy regarding vassals. So, Nice assimilation is at 60.3%. In 22.05 years, we will have finished assimilating Nice. I could go meet with Nice, and we could negotiate a tighter bond. I mean, at this point, what is he really giving me? He's got 19,000? 19 times 10,000. Wait a minute, 19 times 10,000. That's actually 190,000. Am I doing my math wrong all this time? If we have 46 times 10,000, yeah, it's 460,000. So I've been underestimating our population by a factor of 10. Whoopsie. We have 500,000 people living in our country. My bad. It seems like spending these monarch points is a good idea. If it succeeds, you progress the progress by 10%. I'm actually not coring. I could be coring. The cost did go up a little bit. 5 admin, population 8. Coring cost modifier, adaptability, absolutism, corruption. Either way, though, it's going to take 10 years to do the core. It's a very long time. They've rejected our request for better integration of their bureaucracy. Those bastards. Cut down the tribute or increase the tribute. Is this tooltip right? Increase tribute, liberty desire plus 500%? That seems like too much. $500% would immediately put them 100% liberty desire, wouldn't it? It's 5%? Well, then why does it say 500%? Oh, interesting. The nation of England, your faithful allies, requesting you come to their aid in the English conquest of Roazhon against Brittany. This is a war they have started. Brittany is allied with France and Flanders. Are you sure about this, dude? So, okay, he's declared war not on France directly, but on Brittany. Brittany is only allied to France and Flanders, so we're not fighting the Castilian nonsense side, but we are going to be fighting France. Let's hold off, get our army maintenance up to full. Let's tell our subjects to be supportive. Make sure they know to attach to this army. This is gonna be a bad war, I think. The French have how many troops? The French only have 9k right now, while the English have 12k. The French are on tech 8, we're on tech 9. Brittany's on tech 9, England's on tech 9. Okay, so England has a sizable military advantage and a tech advantage over France. We've got some derps nearby. So it looks like we have till like 11 of the 6th month, so 11th of June to accept the call. I'm gonna wait one more tick for some morale. Remember the French vassals. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, we can't decline. I'm not going to decline. That'd be ridiculous. I'm not going to give up the only ally I actually have right now that matters against the French. No, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to win. We got a 3-5-4 leader. the event pop looting begins. We are probably not going to get any land in this. This is a offensive call to arms. He's already on medium enthusiasm. That's a great sign. It's a lot of dudes on their side. I'll give you that. Give them that. It's true. We are not the defender in this war, so it is still considered to be an offensive war. I think we do take the troop from the greater nobles. Ooh, a general with 40 tradition? Yes, please. 2231 though? Nah, never mind. We're doing okay. Okay, so in this war then, since I don't think we're going to win, I think we just want to strongly encourage looting or heavily restrict looting. Looting speed is a bit of a misnomer. Maybe just say let them loot again. Let them loot seems really good. Yeah, it does seem like the AI is probably going to come and focus on me and kick my ass. I mean, we're on the mainland, England's not. I'll admit it's a bit of a concern. I'm trying to pick that army off. So we only need to deploy 3. Let's pull these 2 back. Actually, I'm going to do it different. We're going to do 3-ish, and then leave the 2 stack here so we can start this loot, this siege. We're still low on morale, but that's only because we just joined the war. We actually have much, much better morale than they do. Easy stack wipe. Now, I could try to start these sieges, but I think what I'm going to do is just head over to this province that's not protected by a fort at all, get the loot from that, and then we'll double back and kind of hang out in this region a bit. So, Brittany's the war leader. We need to help kill Brittany's enthusiasm. Of course, the English declared the war with their entire army up here, looks like. On our side, we've got the English have 10k infantry, 3k cavalry, so 10k infantry. So there's 8 of them. Where are the others? I have to assume he's got naval superiority. He must. And yet I see French boats and English ships with no morale. So that's a great sign. Is France at -2 stab? Yes, they are. I don't know why, but they are. Okay, there's our extra troop. $170 ducats in loot there. 115. Alright, let's leave behind a guy, and then send this guy up to here, get that siege going. I think I'm gonna do it again, actually. I'm gonna take another general from the greater nobles. Demand support. I want a general with 40 tradition, please. Tell me he's good. Oh, he's bad. 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 Never mind. Let's hoping for another siege pip. Too much to ask for, I guess. I mean, let's say he hits me, then he's going to throw these other troops at it. No, I don't want that. I don't want to fight these subjects yet. So much for building up some money for a workshop, right? I am calculating, you're right. 22nd. We get there on the 23rd. He's gone on the 22nd. We might be engaging him, so let's pile on to this province. He's actually engaged us, which is good. Our subject's going to reinforce. Still, let's get out of here before the monthly tick. Avoid the attrition. Tomorrow, the other army arrives. We've got 2 on 3. We're sending over... not that army. So we want to match his front line, plus we've got an extra slot. So we want 1, 2, 3 more infantry, and then the cav. So basically my entire army needs to just head over here. Look at that. Carlo de Ottaiano, 354. Excellent subject. I approve. I want to give up siege status. So we're the siege leader. And I only want to leave a couple troops here. Come on off of there, buddies. Don't suffer the attrition you don't need to. I wanted to siege more than just one province at a time, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we're going to lose this war horribly. I mean, Portugal's in the war, thank goodness. Relative strength is looking not good, though. The only advantage we really have is tech. Maybe positioning. Still, I am kind of tempted to try to take Gavadon. Buy more manpower? You have no manpower? This is true. I've already demanded support from them in a different way. We can't buy more manpower. Instead, we're going to recover it at 40 per month. It's pretty bad. Still, Gepenses is working its way in the right direction, and this is going to take just 16 days to get this province looted. This province is as good as any. We'll head over here with our attached armies. We will detach pretty much all of the dudes. Have them back off to our own lands, suffer less attrition. Work on this level 1 fort. I'm even going to go one step farther and pull the cav off as well. And they've decided to not stay here, evidently. Alright, let's take this fort. Come on, 35. No! Damn attrition. Wars feel much, much more bloody in this patch. this mod. So England, I don't know how it's possible for you to not have naval superiority, but you're really messing things up, man. Aragon's back to war with Genoa. Nice. So we got our province, and here comes a 0.7 stack, and we're at, what? Loot pool is 76 ducats that we got out of Gepenzes. See another province up there we can loot. Is there any kind of interaction I can do with the Papal State, maybe? Can we do like a... We have to be at war with religious enemies to do Holy War. Does prestige still affect manpower recovery rate? Or did it ever? It might not have, I don't remember. Okay, we are at, right now, 76 ducats worth of loot. See how much we get from here. They have 115 ducats available. There's a 10k stack, nice. $172, nice. Even if they tried to take it, it's gonna take them forever. We never got the local fortifications rebuilt by the nobles. No, no, no. No, no. Don't do that. Stay here. And it looks like that's going to be the big battle. So Flanders, who could have been our rival, wants to teach us what war is all about. So unfortunately, we're going to be the aggressor because there's a level 1 fort that we haven't finished the siege on yet. That sucks. So we get to take the penalties in this combat, even though we're at 50% chance to take it. We've maxed out the combat width. First shock phase, 9 versus a 3. Bam! Money! Fire phase, another 9. Don't care. Second shock phase, a 1 versus a 9. Not the best. Pretty bad, I hear, actually. Third fire phase, doesn't matter. Fourth shock phase, 8 versus a 6 with a 4 shock bonus. This is a bloody, bloody fight right here. Looks like we're going to barely win, but it is... No, we're not, actually. Morale is just now gone. Okay, well, that sucks. Let's retreat to Liguria. Or not. We'll retreat to... that province. I can see how that makes more sense. Oh, that was a bad fight. We were so close to winning it, though. Next, they're gonna take a big chunk out of Forgalquir. Shadow Duchy. Lose prestige or piss off him. Do you want to leave the HRE? Huh. Well, let's say that I wanted to attack Savoy, for example. If Savoy stays inside the Empire, then I can't attack Savoy. So let's wait and see if Savoy stays in the Empire or not. I'm assuming he gets the same event. I think logically he should. Well, we have no manpower anyway, so we might as well consolidate. I don't want the greater noble levies to die, but they might. Ooh, they actually have much worse unit pips. Do you see that? How come they don't have the same unit pips as I do? 002211? That's bad. It's bad compared to 003312. Really bad. Had I known that they were not as good as our own, I probably wouldn't have taken them. Granted, we kind of needed them. It's not for 100 years. Province leaves much earlier. I kind of want to attack Savoy. I don't like the idea of losing all that prestige. No, we need the defense of Bohemia against France. We've got to stay in the Empire. We can't afford to leave it. Not yet. So his fort level just comes from local fortifications and his capital. He doesn't actually have a real fort over here. So I'm going to do something kind of nuts, maybe? Because that worked for us last time. And in fact, it was like the only reason that France didn't full annex the nation. So... we're going to go take a look at his nice, high, crazy development. Mostly level 1 forts. And we're just going to take the offense to him. Now, that on its own doesn't really give me anything, but the occupied and besieged provinces is still working as it used to in vanilla. So my plan is hopefully knock down a fort and then maybe spread out on every other province and just say, like, hi, we've got your entire country occupied. You should want out of the war, even though we don't actually have it occupied. Know what I'm saying? Once gets state logistical support. Okay, it's nice of them. I mean, he's down to medium enthusiasm already. It doesn't matter that we can't actually do these sieges, because the occupied and besieged provinces is still going to apply. Notice that it's at -9 now. So if I could just occupy and besiege a couple more provinces... including his capital... Six enthusiasm. The problem is that we have negative war score, so it's not just a matter of getting him to negative enthusiasm. I have to get him to negative enthusiasm and have some actual war score to negotiate with. Which, if they actually siege one of my holdings and burn that thing down, then I'm not going to be able to negotiate at all. Ugh, local wealth of 170 ducats. No! Don't take my monies. That's not good. Might turn out good, though. So where's most of this war score coming from right now? It's the English conquest of Bro-Roa-Zon. Which is the same thing as level 1 fort. I guess that if there was a single province for us to siege, that would be the one that makes the most sense, right? Unfortunately, I don't have enough troops to actually do 2 sieges at once right now. Just gonna move around, block these troops from training in Brittany. And what do you know? We actually have barely enough men Oh, he's actually trying to merc up now. Look how fast those train. That is definitely a mercenary. Well, he temporarily has high enthusiasm. Nothing's fallen in our area yet, but it's not looking good. If we could just get this damn province, then march over to here and actually get the war goal back, we would probably lose some trust with England if I separate peace, but I cannot see this going well for us. Lose Diplo and ducats, or lose very, very little of anything. We'll take that. Okay, well, hey guys, I gotta wrap up the stream here for now, but I'm having so much fun with this. I think we're probably gonna stream it again tonight. I'll be back around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's in like 2 hours, 40 minutes, so about 3 hours from now. And we're gonna keep on going. I think we're gonna keep playing this. I'm really enjoying it. I think Provence is a fantastic country. It's fun. I just hope that Bob is with us, because the French are back. Okay, gotta go. Sorry guys, I'll see you guys later on tonight. See you soon.